everybody, this is the Joseph L, and thanks for tuning in. Today's video is probably going to be a little bit controversial. A while back I made a video about incest, asking if incest was immoral, which was prompted by an email that I got from a Muslim where he was quoting another atheist saying that, if you think that incest is immoral, then you are very close-minded. And the Muslim was like, see what atheism does? See how it takes you, into dark moral grounds, or whatever he was saying. Like I said, I made this video about asking if incest was immoral, if both people were adults and they were consenting, and so anyways, I'll link the video over here so you can watch it if you like. But today's video is probably gonna be somewhat of the same ilk, controversy wise. How far can we take the argument of sexual preference? That is, if one can say that there are different expressions of human sexuality, one of them being heterosexuality and the other being homosexuality, and bisexuality, and asexuality, trisexuality, whatever. And if one, in the same vein, argues that these are not choices, but they are simply the way we are, one does not choose to be a homosexual and one does not choose to be a heterosexual, then how far can we take this? If we can say that homosexuality is not a choice, then why would we say that pedophilia or pederasty is a choice? If neither of them are choices, and we say that gays just have natural attractions for their own sex, then why is it wrong to say that pedophiles just have a natural attraction for children? We can condemn a pedophile for his actions, that is, for abusing of a small child, but we cannot condemn them for their sexual preference. So having established this, we would have to see pedophilia and look at pedophilia as just another facet of human sexual expression or human sexual preference. Now, quick disclaimers here, because I know that a lot of people are going to be outraged by this. I'm not comparing homosexuals or anybody else to pedophiles. I'm not saying that pedophilia is right. I am simply stating that if every other type of sexuality is not a choice, then pedophilia is not a choice either. And therefore, we cannot condemn a pedophile for his sexual preference. Now, we can condemn him, like I said, for putting into action that sexual preference, because he is not expressing that sexuality with another member who we deem in society to be consensual, and he may be causing a lot of harm. I'm going to read a little bit off of an article that I got off of Wikipedia. I know that Wikipedia isn't the greatest source, but I think it makes my point. So here goes. The term pedophilia has a range of definitions, as found in psychiatry and psychology, law enforcement, and everything. But it's basically defined as a psychological disorder in which an adult experiences sexual preference for prepubescent children. Pedophilia is specified as a form of paraphilia in which a person either has acted on intense sexual urges towards children or experiences recurrent sexual urges towards and fantasies about children that cause distress or interpersonal difficulty. The disorder is common among people who commit child sexual abuse, of course. However, some offenders do not meet the clinical diagnosis standards for pedophilia. In a strictly behavioral context, the word pedophilia has been used to refer to child sexual abuse itself, also called pedophilic behavior. And here's where I try to make my point. Pedophilic behavior is not the same thing as having pedophilia, which would be, like I said, described as a psychological disorder in which an adult experiences a sexual preference for children. I really wanted to also post this real quick because I think it's really interesting. The biological associations. Several researchers have reported correlations between pedophilia and certain psychological characteristics, such as low self-esteem and poor social skills. Now, a study using structural MRI shows that pedophilic men have a lower volume of white matter than non-sexual criminals. Functional magnetic resonance imaging has shown that child molesters diagnosed with pedophilia have reduced activation of the hypothalamus as compared with non-pedophilic persons when viewing sexually arousing pictures of adults. So, like I was stating, this lends credibility to the idea that this is not something that we can condemn as merely a preference. Now, like I said, we can condemn the action of it, the actual putting into practice of it. But should our society change in the way that we visualize pedophilia and pedophiles if they are not responsible for this as a choice? It's just the way they are built, the way they are constructed. So this is basically the question that I wanted to pose. Should we change our attitudes towards this? Should we look at pedophilia as simply just another sexual orientation? I'm going to post both links to the articles for pedophilia as well as pederasty, and let the shit hit the fan. Thanks for watching again, everybody, and I'll see you around.